We are following breaking news out of Adams County as we come on the air this morning. Adams County Sheriff's Office says one person is dead this morning after a shooting at a house party. Details are limited at this time, but we do know that police responded to calls of shots fired near 70th and Broadway. When they got there, they found at least 3 people that were shot. One was treated and released on scene. They say 2 of them were taken to the hospital. One of them sadly died. We are working to learn more about the extent of their injuries. We reached out to Adams County Sheriffs and they say they are questioning multiple people. We do have a crew at the scene and we will keep you updated as more information becomes available.
Right now we want to take a live look outside and check in over Ball Arena where the Nuggets played last night. Quiet though this morning. We want to get a check on your forecast today. We bring in Greg Perez with all the cooler changes in our forecast here.
I know. I was saying yesterday, I hope everyone was able to get outside. Were you guys able to?
We were. In fact, a lot of people were coming up to me, though, and saying, is it true? Is there really snow in the forecast? That's what they all wanted to know.
Well, yes, there is. Not necessarily for Denver, but of course, in the mountains, we are going to be continuing to get that snow, rather. 6 to 12 inches are possible over the next 16 to 24 hours as we prepare for, ski season right around the corner. Let's get a look at the forecast right now. And actually, you can see that cold front. It's pretty well defined out towards the east. Temperatures in the 50s and 60s, actually in Denver right now in the upper 50s and lower 60s, so in the green there. Meanwhile, Lyman at 61 degrees, but you peek out towards the west and actually much of the state, I'd say 3/4 of the state, is covered with some of those cooler temperatures. Leadville at 32 degrees, Buena Vista at 46. And there's that snowfall that I've been talking about, mainly in the mountains, mainly for our western portions of Colorado. Grand Junction getting a little bit more of a mix of rain and snow, but that is what we are going to be dealing with over the next 12 to 24 hours. High temperatures for today, 65 degrees in Denver, but very, very breezy. Winds coming out of the southwest, anywhere between 15 to 25 miles per hour. Something I want to note, though, is that these are sustained winds, gusts possible up to 50, even 60 miles per hour at times. That's why we have red flag warnings and high wind warnings painting the eastern plains. High wind warning anywhere between 60 to 70 miles per hour possible. That's for today and into this evening. Red flag warnings anywhere between 55 to 65 miles per hour, and at 9 to 15% relative humidity. Overnight low temperatures dropping back down into the 30s, and tomorrow it's going to be cooler but a little bit drier. I'll talk about it coming up.
Greg, thank you so much. And as our first major snow system of the season works its way into Colorado, firefighters are dealing with a wildfire. They stayed through the night, keeping an eye on the fire burning near I-25 in El Paso County. The Sweetwater Fire started around 12:30 Saturday near Pikes Peak International Speedway. Within a few hours, it burned nearly 350 acres. That's about half a square mile. First responders ordered a couple dozen homes to evacuate. People were allowed to go home just after 5 yesterday. The El Paso County Sheriff's Office says a witness told them the fire started because of 2 people shooting at a gun range. No word yet on whether those people will face any charges. No one was hurt. It did not damage any homes, so that's good. At the last update, fire crews were mopping up hot spots and monitoring those conditions.
A young person is sadly dead after police say he was shot near DU's campus. It happened early Saturday morning around 1:30. They say someone shot and killed the boy on Bucktail Boulevard near University. They didn't say how old he is, just that he's under the age of 18. Police say they have not made any arrests, and if you know anything, you are asked to call Crime Stoppers.
New video captures what led up to a deadly shooting by Aurora officers on board an RTD bus. This happened earlier this month. Officers shot and killed a man after they say he walked away from a work release program, then got on a bus and threatened people with a knife.
A warning, we have stopped the video before the shooting happens, but it still may be pretty difficult for some people to watch. Police say the man left an Arapahoe County work release program, robbed a store, and then walked onto a bus stopped at Colfax and Moline. That's him right there in the navy shirt. RTD security video shows him walking around the bus with a knife in his back pocket. The video, though, doesn't have sound, so we can't hear what he said on the bus. Officers get on and confront him. The officers try to restrain him, and they send a dog at him. One officer uses a taser. 1 second later, as 2 officers on the bus step back, 2 officers just outside the door fire their guns, killing the man. It took less than a minute from when officers got on the bus to that shooting.
The district attorney's critical incident response team is investigating the officers' actions. All of the officers involved in the shooting are on administrative leave during this investigation. That's per department policy. This was the 3rd deadly shooting involving Aurora officers in a little more than 1 week.
The man accused of killing his former boss was already facing charges for another crime. Court records show he was out of jail on a personal recognizance bond. Aurora police arrested Lloyd Love on Thursday night. They say he was recently fired from his job at American Eagle Protective Services, a security guard company. Police say they got a call Thursday night about a fight at the company's offices on Airport Boulevard in Century Tech Parkway. By the time officers got there, police say Love had shot his former boss and then taken off. Court records show he was also arrested back in April and was facing charges for assault with a deadly weapon. Love was initially given a $25,000 cash bond. 2 months later, it was changed to a personal recognizance bond, meaning he didn't need to pay any money to get out of jail, just promised to attend his court dates.
2 people are in the hospital this morning after someone ran into their motorcycle and took off. The crash happened around 5 p.m. yesterday at Iliff and Peoria in Aurora. Police say a driver crashed into a motorcycle and drove away. 2 people were on that bike. They both have life-threatening injuries. Officers found the driver near the crash scene.
Youth voter registrations are up 13% in Colorado compared to 2018. That's all according to recent analysis by Tuffs University. But will Gen Z actually cast their ballots?
It's a big question. A recent NPR Marist poll shows that only 14% of voters ages 18 to 29 say that they are definitely voting in November's midterms. Courtney Yoon talked to MSU Denver about what they're doing to increase the number of young voters.
All right, so happy Wednesday, everyone. My name is Madison. I'm a part of the voter engagement project here on campus.
She's got just 5 minutes at the start of this class to make her pitch to these potential voters.
So I'm not here to tell you to vote one way or the other. I think the ads we see everywhere do that enough.
Freshman at MSU Denver, Madison Larson,
Raise your hand if you've ever voted before.
wants her peers to know
Oh my God, nice.
their
I don't think I've
voice
ever had a
matters.
So if you want to really improve the society you're in, feel better when you read the news, then you have a voice to do that.
She goes from classroom to classroom,
Did you guys have any questions for me?
encouraging other students to vote, even the ones who are feeling apathetic about it.
It's easy to feel hopeless in our society today, and you read the news sometimes and everything is just kind of depressing and it can weigh on you. But I think voting is an empowerment and it can bring you hope.
Christine Sheik
Youth are the future, and it's certainly true.
is the faculty lead for the MSU Denver Voter Engagement Project.
We won't tell you how to vote, but we want you to vote.
She says Gen Z may soon be the largest single voting bloc, and therefore holding an incredible amount of power at the polls.
There are folks in society who may not want to hear the voices of younger people, of less powerful people, of less wealthy people. And the vote is one way in which those groups can get their voices heard.
Sheik says she understands why people may be feeling cynical about voting or drained when it comes to politics.
That kind of cynicism only gives in to the very people who want a lot of us to be voiceless.
Which is why she's so encouraged to see her young students' passion about building a more civically engaged society.
I just really want to make a difference, and I want to get to at least one person. One vote matters so much.
Courtney Yoon reporting. MSU Denver says their students participate in elections at a high rate, nearly 66% back in 2016. The Voter Engagement Project has 2 events coming up next week. If you're interested, we do have that information for you on 9news.com.
A reminder this morning, you need to have your ballot in the mail by Halloween if you're planning on mailing it in. If you do that, you can track your ballot on govotecolorado.gov, and you can click on sign up for ballot tracks. You can follow your ballot from the time it's sent to your county clerk's office to when it's counted.
9 News has been broadcasting for 70 years this month, and we are taking a look back at some of our best times, as well as some of the really painful ones. Coming up, we'll look at how helicopters changed the way we cover the news.